This is a problem from I. Eroda from Hydrodynamics of Fluid Mechanics, question number 315. In this question it is given that ideal fluid flows along a flat tube of constant cross section located at horizontal plane and is bent as shown in figure. The flow is steady. Are the pressure and velocity of the fluid equal at points 1 and 2? What is the shape of the streamlines? So for solving this question, first we will draw the section of this pipe. Let this represent the section of pipe. This represents the section of pipe. Now we will take, now this is the inlet section, means fluid is coming in, and this is the outlet section of the fluid. Now here it is given that there is a point 2 and there is point 1. So now we can take another points, as point 3 is here, point 4 is here, point, and in this side there are 2 points, point 5 is here and point 6 is here. Now as we are seeing that the area of cross section, for section 1 2 is more than the section 3 4 and section 5 6. Now first of all we'll compare the pressure at point 1 and 2. For doing that, let take a small or elemental segment of fluid in the section from the section 1 2. So let this is the small cylindrical segment of the fluid element from the section 1 2. Now this is our segment 2, this is a segment 1. Now as the fluid are moving in this direction, these are the directions of the fluid movement. Now from this element, if we draw the FBD from this diagram, we'll see there will be a force F1 which is applied at the point 1, and there is opposite force F2 which is acting at the point 2. Now let this is the center of the, as this element is covering a circular motion, so let this is the center of the circle. Now the necessary centripetal force is provided by the force difference between two. For moving this particle in circular motion, the necessary centripetal force is provided by the force difference between 2 points, point 1 and 2. So necessary force for completing the circular motion will be F1 minus F2. As we are seeing that the distance R1 means distance from the point C to point 1, and R2 means distance from the point C to point 2, as R1 is greater than R2. So we can write M R1 square omega square will be greater than M R2 square omega square. But this M or omega is nothing but the necessary centrifugal force, and this force indicates F1 and this force indicates F2. As F1 is greater than F2, so we can conclude this F1 minus F2 greater than 0, or we can say F1 greater than F2. If F1 is greater than F2, then if we divide this force with its corresponding area of cross section, then we find P1 will be greater than P2. So pressure at point 1 will be greater than that of the pressure at point 2. Now we will compare the velocity at point 1 and 2. Now from this figure, as we are seeing that area of cross section, area of cross section, section 3/4 is less than area of cross section 1/2, and again area of cross section 5/6 is again less than area of cross section 1/2. Now as we are seeing that the pressure at point, from our observation, pressure at point P3 will be equal to pressure at point 4. It means P3 equal to P4. But from our previous section we got P1 is greater than P2. So if we subtract these two, we'll get P1 minus P3 will be greater than P2 minus P4, as P3 is equal to P4. So del P means pressure gap or pressure difference in the section 1/3 will be greater than pressure gap or pressure difference in the section 2/4, del P 3/4. Now as the pressure difference is more in the section 1/3 and it is less in the section 2/4, so we can say that the retardation for the section, retardation in section 1/3 will be more than the retardation at the segment 3/4. Now here retardation at segment 1/3 is greater than retardation at the segment 2/4. Again, if we consider the path length, means length of the path from 3 to 1 and length from the path 4 to 1. From our observation we are seeing that it is obvious that path length 3 to 1 is more than path length then 4 to 2. So as we are seeing, both the retardation and the path length are greater for the path 3 to 1 and less in case of 4 to 2. So we can conclude that the velocity at point 1 will be less than velocity at point 2, V2, because if pressure gap is higher, then velocity will be lesser. So this is our conclusion for finding the comparison between the velocity at point P1 at point 1 and 2, and this is our conclusion for finding the comparison between the pressure at point 1 and 2.